This is the Jnani side, and it's important. It's important, yeah.
I thought I had the Jnani more than the bhakti, but
you're full of bhakti. But I'm not saying that your Jnani is not sharp. It could be, but it could be a bit sharper. There's a little more. There's a little more for you to come to see. That's all. And I don't mean you don't need to come to see, more that there's not a me. That's seen. Otherwise, that love wouldn't be able to shine through like it does. But it's going to be very handy in your little toolbox to know what the mechanics of all this are.
Yeah.
It's quite fucking amazing. Like, if you knew the percentage of psychologists that I've got on my books, you wouldn't believe it. You would not fucking believe it. And they all got their masters. They're sitting there with me, and I'm fucking tearing them to pieces. And they're going, yeah. I said, look, yeah. They're great. They're fucking great students, especially a psychologist got as far as their masters. They're great students. They listen, they hear, they look. Anyway, you wanted me to repeat what I said. Okay, so here we go. From the moment you were born, there was experiencing happening. Okay, even just the experiencing of your lungs moving in and out, and they don't stop. They're going, or your heart beating. Yeah, there's experiencing that was happening. Yeah, but the experiencing of the heart beating is happening where? It's happening there. Okay. The experiencing of your lungs moving in and out is happening here, which is a funny joke that I sometimes use when I'm out socially when I don't know someone and they come up to me and they're trying to get social with me and they say, so what do you do for a living? I say, I just breathe in and out. What about you? What do you do for a living? I breathe in and out. What do you do? Anyway, I thought it was funny. So, so the experiencing, the ing, the seeing, the hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, thinking, all the ing. That's the experiencing. What does that ever say about anything? What does the experiencing ever say? Indeed, can the experiencing say anything? The experiencing is the direct experience. Now we're direct. We've bypassed mind altogether. Now we're at the actual. No longer going through the filter of the mind, and then the mind giving its fucking version of what it thinks is going on. Yeah. So in terms of a person, oh, that's me here, and I've got a background, and I did this, and this, and that's a whole fucking shitload of experiencing, isn't it? Right? Yeah. All absolutely fabricated and done on purpose. Fabricated on purpose. Oh, I can't wait for you to fucking come on, I need someone to play with. Come on. I'm kidding. Half the time I'm not fucking kidding. Seriously. So let's go back to before when you started to get cocky, right?
With the radical non-dualists.
Yeah.
They kind of bug me as well.
Can we agree, in the absence of consciousness, there'd be no experience?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Pass that one. Because you jumped in, well, who is there to experience? Oh, no, don't do that. So if we can agree that to experience something, we better be conscious. Yeah. Let's just accept that for a moment. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now, you correct me anytime I'm wrong. You are conscious or aware of thoughts. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now let's open it up a bit. Yeah? You are conscious of thought, correct?
Yeah.
We're not saying who is conscious, but we have to acknowledge that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Conscious of thoughts. Yeah. Good. Good. Now, let's flip it and see what happens. We're going to flip it. You know, do you know what it's like? I'm not flipping it yet, by the way. I'm still, okay. Do you know what it's like to be conscious of thoughts? Do you know what it's like to be conscious of thoughts? Don't you dare say no, you don't, because you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are aware of the thoughts arising. Yeah.
Good, good. Now, get a little bit more into the experience of consciousness, not only thoughts that are arising in the experience. Now, come back a little bit, yeah, because I'm saying you are conscious of thoughts, yeah? So I want you to get into the experience now of just being conscious. And that's okay that you're still that you've also got tied in with that conscious of, but just come a bit closer to consciousness. And tell me when you are. You conscious of thoughts? Conscious of right now? You're about to, your lips are, you're conscious of that? You're conscious right now.
Conscious, but not conscious of thoughts. But
Good enough. Good enough. Good. Are you conscious of? You're conscious of sound coming out of your mouth.
yes, I'm conscious of that.
Okay, so that's a verbalized thought. All right, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Good. What I'm trying to get you to do, I'm trying to get you to just for a moment. I'm trying to get you to experience as much as you possibly can of what it's like to be conscious, not conscious of. So before the of arises, just conscious. Now for that to happen, now you got to step into awareness. So and then you become aware of consciousness. Just play with me for a second. Play with me for a second, okay? Now, do you know what it's like to be conscious? Good. Now we're going to flip it, okay? Remember, we have made a statement that to experience something, we must be conscious.
Yeah.
Good. And you know what it's like to be conscious, don't you?
Yeah.
Good. Now we're going to flip it. Is the mind conscious of this that's conscious of it? Experience it before you try and experience it. Is the mind conscious of this that's conscious of it?
How can it be when the mind is just illusory? It's just a collection of thoughts. How can it be conscious?
Good. Logically, but try and see if from your own direct experience whether it's at all possible. And I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm just trying to get you to go there. Is it at all possible that the mind is conscious of this that's conscious of it? Otherwise, it becomes an academic exercise. And I don't want it to be that. I want it to be experiential.
Is the mind conscious of all of this?
Is the mind conscious of consciousness? How many points, if you like, how many points, yeah, you're right, how many points of consciousness do you reckon we experience? 1, 2, 3, 4, how many? The name of the teaching is going to be a dead giveaway.
I mean, it's centerless. It's
ridiculous that I've even asked you to do that, is it not? It's fucking ridiculous. Is the fucking mind conscious? Right? Now, let's look at this. If that's true, and it is, because you know it's fucking absurd. Yeah. If the mind is not conscious, what the fuck is it basing the backstory on? See the significance of this. Please see the significance of this, because this will fucking tear the whole show down if you see the significance of this very thing that I'm trying to. This is profound to see this.
If the mind is not conscious, what's it basing its backstory on?
Because the backstory is all about experiencing. The whole fucking backstory is about experiencing. The whole thing. And the mind has never experienced anything. What the fuck's going on here? You might start to get a little bit closer now to what I said, which when the lights turned on, I look back, when nothing happened. Oh my fucking God. No, none of it happened. The big fucking story that this creates about a backstory, history, and this, it's all imagined. The whole fucking thing is imagined. None of it actually happened. Where are we experiencing consciousness? What is it? Where is it? Is it a localized experience? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Stop. It is a localized experience, but it doesn't have any boundaries. This is the non-dual and the dual, which is one experience, which is one. There's not non-dual and dual, because there is always and only ever one. You see, this is really subtle. It's so fucking subtle. See, ultimately, what I'm trying to say, really, this idea about non-duality and this idea about duality, they're both a crock of shit. It's not like there could ever be non-duality without duality. And duality is totally dependent on non-duality. They're not actually two. But we believe they're two. Who set that up? It's a setup. Look, you can come to see this. And when I say it's a setup, I don't mean it to sound like it's a bad thing or it's deceitful, or not at all. It's brilliant. So even to call this non-duality is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's okay, but it's not the truth. If you don't lose sight of that, the truth will keep presenting itself to you. It'll keep presenting and presenting and presenting. And you'll see different things, and different things will start to be revealed to you. They do. They do. Like, do you fuck. If the mind is not conscious, it can't experience anything. The whole backstory didn't happen. And the me is totally, the so-called character is totally dependent on that being real, being something. And it's nothing. It's no thing. It's nothing. Nothing. Now, the mind is so, because the mind can't experience anything, the next best thing it can do is take the story to be the experience. When is the story ever the experience? Logically, when is the story ever the experience? The story is always about the experience. It's a fucking big story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny.